All right, welcome back. I forgot the countdown, but that's okay because it's late at 9:30. Um, we're jumping into setting the edge week 2. We're setting the expectations low, but we're gonna have a good time. Last week was our premiere episode. I'm joined by we're missing one person, and we'll get to that in a second. But I'm joined with my co-host. I got in the top right corner, Andy. You can follow him at Go to Marino. Say what's up.
You.
Of course, in the bottom right hand corner, Tony Schwartz, the pacer this week because he had such a damn good week last week. We'll get to the records here in a second. Follow him at Tony Schwartz NBA. And then in the bottom left, our guy from Playbook Sports. Check him out, Ray at Playbook SN Bets. They got a bunch of different handles. Follow all Playbook stuff. Follow Ray. They all do great stuff. We're going to kick it off here for week 2. But before we talk about week 2, I got to flip the page and go back to week 1. And
God.
So we're missing Greg. And we all love Greg. You know, Greg, he's pushing out content. We've been doing, months of Dame content. He's talking about lineups. He's talking about what if this happens. I think it's Jimmy Butler week on the network. There's a lot of stuff that Greg is doing. He's a great guy. But Greg went 1-4 last week. And so it is not that we have eliminated Greg from this show. He always has a welcome back. And I say this to be kind to Greg because he's going to come back and he's going to kill us in one of these weeks. But if you see Greg Sylvander, he went 1-4 last week. Unfortunately for myself, I didn't do too much better. I did 2-3, embarrassing showing. 40% is good for Duncan Robinson, but it's not good enough for me, especially when you're betting. 40% is going to make you go broke. So my partner to my left in the top right corner, Andy also went 2-3. He did hit his bet the house special, so just note that. Always hits that. And then he always picks the Dolphins, and he hit that because they won, and he took them +3. Next up, Ray went 3-2. So he was did you make money in the competition? You beat me, so you had to make.
I did not actually join this competition. I've just completely spaced my mind like a big goof. I looked.
We had the highest participation in this show's history, and one of the panelists didn't join.
I know.
Well, if you look at the bottom of the screen, don't be like Ray. Use bettoredge.com/5RSN, or you can use /setting the edge, and that will get you right to the competition. $20 bonus from 5 Reasons Sports. Make sure that you you have to sign up to be part of the competition, but we'll let that slide. Ray could have made money.
I will be in this week. I will.
As Tony said last week, I think we had close to 30 participants in the competition at $10 a pop. So I think everybody made about $30 because they split the money of however many people beat me. And unfortunately, there were too many people that beat me. And our pacer this week, because he did so well last week, he went 4-1. Tony, he got the Lions, the Eagles, the Dolphins, the Jaguars, only missed the Bears. He was sulking about that a little bit before the show started, but 4-1 is a good week. That'll make you money anytime. 80% is very impressive. So he's going to be the pacer. This is the week where you have to beat Tony, and we'll hope that he doesn't repeat 80% because that will be tough to beat. Gentlemen, are we ready to get started for week 2?
Let's get it going.
Not often you guys get called gentlemen, myself included. So we're going to let Andy go first. We'll do it just like we did last week. 5 picks, NFL spreads. Just keep in mind that our spreads block when the competition was started yesterday. And so there is going to be some lines that are different than our current marketplace. And obviously on Bettor Edge, you can bet those in the marketplace. Set your own line. It's peer-to-peer. Make sure you check it out. But we're going to start off with Andy first. This is always the Bet the House special, so that's great. We'll go Tony second, Ray third, and I'll go last. We can repeat picks. We just have 5 picks amongst us. So we'll jump right into it with the man, the myth, the legend, Goated Marino.
Que voila. Bet the House special, week 2. Hey, Bet the House special ain't supposed to be flashy. It's supposed to be efficient. Give me Cowboys -3 over the Jets at home. Hey, look, man. I'm the biggest Jets hater there is. I'm not happy for what happened to Aaron Rodgers, Bless him, bless his family. I hope to see him back on the football field. He's a legend. But I'm really happy to see disappointed and Jet fans just in despair. Their whole season down the toilet. Thank you for beating the Bills, though. It's helping my divisional record for my Fins. But this is easy money for the Cowboys. The Jets got bailed out by that elite defense, but that offense is not going to hold up, especially not against the defense of the Cowboys. Dak didn't score a single touchdown, passing or rushing, and these boys still put up 40.
Yeah, don't remind me.
Against the better New York team. Okay, so easy money. Bet the house on Cowboys -3, where you can find it. Cowboys -6, -7. Put your money on that.
Yeah, market price right now is 9.5. So you're getting 6.5 points of value. Obviously, the market, when we set this competition up, was still pre Aaron Rodgers injury news. And obviously that's going to change things. So does everyone have Cowboys?
Yeah. Without a doubt. Give me the Cowboys.
Okay. So literally we all are going to have that one. I would expect most people in the competition to go that route.
Watch, they're gonna win by one.
Yeah, it's a free space, which means they'll win by one. Yeah.
You never know. I mean, honestly, it could go the other way. So let's Andy start with your second pick, and we'll keep the draft order going.
All right, next up, I'm going with the ex-team of Aaron Rodgers. I got Green Bay Packers -1 over the Atlanta Falcons. I'm gonna tell you, the Atlanta Falcons, they showed out last week, but John Robinson is legit. He put the moves on those defenders on that screen pass, man. They got something going on there. They like to run the ball. They know what they want to do. But this Packers team, Love looks legit. The defense is there. He has enough weapons on offense to do his thing. So -1, I like it. Give me Packers.
And as always, guys, if you also are on this pick, just go ahead and speak up. But
yeah, how fucking frustrating will it be if the Packers do it again? If they just have another elite quarterback that's going to take them deep in the playoffs every fucking year.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Tony. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I'm there too, man. I this week I think Packers -1 was great value. It probably would have been great value if Jordan Love was just pedestrian, but he's not. He looks pretty solid in week 1, and that team is talented. They have a lot going for him. I think that offensive line still is wobbly, but they're good enough to let them run the ball with Aaron Jones and good enough for Jordan Love to get some good passes off last week, and I think they're good enough to beat Atlanta.
Just to tack on to what Tony said, because I'm not on this pick, but if they hit with Jordan Love, the way that people in the NBA fandom are complaining about the Spurs and the luck that they've gotten with their first round picks, it's going to equate to the same thing, and it's going to get really annoying really fast.
All right, I'm not on that. I saw Ray shake his head. He's not on that. Tony, you can go with your next pick.
Yeah, so this will be my third pick. Let me just pick one randomly. Here, we'll start at the top. Minnesota +7, I think, is great value this week. I think Minnesota has a puncher's chance in this game. Like, to straight up just win it on Thursday night. The Eagles are dealing with some serious injuries, especially at middle linebacker, where they only rostered 3 guys on the outside. I don't know another team in football that only rostered 3 left side or right side linebackers, but the Eagles sure did, and they're down 2 of those humans. So it's not looking great for that part of the defense. Of course, on the other side, the Vikings center is out this week, and then that's probably where the Eagles are the strongest, right there at D tackle. So it's going to be a rough game. It's a short week. There's no time for run-throughs or practice. It's still early in the season, so everybody isn't on their game plan. I think this one's ugly. I think this one's a lower scoring game. So I'm taking that +7. That's a lot of points for a game that I feel could be anywhere within 1 to 3 point differential at the end of it.
I'm not on that game, but I did want to bet the over. So I'm against your low scoring game, but I agree with the reasoning. The injuries on the Eagles side. I listened to a little bit of radio today. Gainwell's out also, I believe, right?
Gainwell's out. And by the way, the over works just as well as the under. I think that this could be ugly and just be an offensive game, or just be ugly and defensive game. But yeah, Gainwell's out as well.
Yeah, and just as a motivating factor, they caught that convicted guy that broke out of prison after 2 weeks, and he was wearing an Eagles hoodie.
He was wearing an Eagles hoodie. Yeah, of course he was.
I love it.
Go ahead.
I am on the Lions -5.5. I'm actually really high on the Lions. I've been high on them for most of the offseason at this point. I like the addition of Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Tony knows about him just like I do as a Saints fan. I think that those guys are really rallying behind everything that Dan Campbell is pushing down their throats. And I also think that, because I do believe they're playing Seattle, something very odd about Seattle happened last week. Just watching it, especially towards the end, watching DK Metcalf throw the temper tantrum that he threw, and watching them just get absolutely just dumped on by a bunch of guys that I think the Rams have the most undrafted rookies in the league, and it's 26, 27, something like that. It's more than half their team. It's ridiculous. So to see the Seahawks kind of get take it apart like that, and knowing that the Lions offense is going to be good, I kind of see the Lions running away with this one.
Yeah, Lions. Obviously, some of us were on different sides of that Thursday night game last week, and they were impressive, man. It's more than just Man Campbell just doing coach talk and all that bullshit. So
they have Jared Goff at the point where he hasn't thrown an interception since the middle of last year.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yep.
It's crazy. Let me look at my next pick. All right, so I have the Giants minus 4.5. Now the Giants, obviously, they scored as many points as the four of us did last week. They got boat raced by the Cowboys, but they played the Cardinals. Cardinals were, I guess you could say, they were impressive in their performance against the Commanders. Does it say something more about the Commanders, or does it say something about the Cardinals? I don't think the Cardinals are good. Giants were a playoff team last year. They're going to have to bounce back. They're going on the road, which is scary, but 4.5 points, win by a touchdown. I think the Giants bounce back and get a dub on that game on 4:00 on Sunday. And then I'll go to my next one so we can swing it back around. I'm also going with a bounce back for the Chiefs. Chiefs minus 2.5, under the 3. I think that's a good value. I think Mahomes and the boys get it figured out. Obviously, last week they had some chances. They just didn't play well. And, it's interesting to look at some of the teams that we thought were going to be good that did not play very well and see how they bounce back. Or is it going to be like the Rams, where last year they got blown out and they were just bad? One of these teams is just going to be bad. I just don't think it's the Chiefs. So Chiefs minus 2.5.
Yeah,
Great.
I'm actually also on that too. They talked about Kelsey should be coming back this week. He's at least trying to practice. Again, like you said, they had chances, and as much as I like Jacksonville, I don't see them stopping anything that Patrick Mahomes has to offer with them. It's just going to be whatever the over for that game is. If you could take that in this competition, I would smash that as well. But I definitely, I'm with Sean on this. Chiefs.
Yeah, looking over under is 51.
Yeah, I'd still take it.
Yeah,
that sounds right. Yeah.
All right. Well, you're also on that one, so go ahead and get your own pick. So it'd be your fourth pick.
Chargers minus 3. I just watched Tennessee. Ryan Tannehill's going to get benched week 4. I don't understand why they just didn't start Levis. I guess they're going to do the weird route where they want him to develop or whatever, but they're not going to win with Tannehill. I like the Tajay Shark kid, but outside of that, So I just watched the Chargers be able to score a metric F ton of points. I don't see why they can't continue that trend, even if they don't win games, because their defense is not that great. But still, Tannehill turning the ball over like he did, and the way that I feel that he's not going to be there long, Chargers minus 3. Go ahead and give it to me.
And I'm taking the other side, baby. All right. We're gonna go. I like Titans plus 3. I like Titans with value. I'm gonna like that pretty much the entire season. I think it was a really weird game. I'm sure Sean knows because he rosters Derrick Henry in a fantasy league. They didn't go to that man that often. They got away from the run. They went heavy in the passing attack. They were playing from behind and stayed there. That's not their game. I think they adjust the game plan. They attack a weak Chargers front with another injury. So I see value in that plus 3. I don't know if the Titans can pull out that win, but I do trust them next time out. to keep it a little tighter and give the ball to Derrick Henry down the stretch. But we'll see. It's a little bit of a risk. I think the Chargers are better than the Titans this year. I think Titans are one of those teams that fall out of the playoffs, but we'll see. I got to take that chance right now with them while we're still getting value on their picks.
Yo, Tony, like, so you don't think the Titans can just stop the run and stop the checkdowns? Chargers are ass.
But see, that's why I'm taking the Titans with points, especially with another injury to in their offensive package. Look, you saw with the Eagles, and you saw with the Chiefs, just how fucking difficult it is early in the season before you have game reps to really adjust to injury. I think it's difficult. So, Titans have a chance to win this game outright in my mind.
Andy, you're up next.
I just want to give some sad news. I dropped my espresso martinis that my wife named. It's empty. It fell. That's why I was moving around earlier. This is what I get for not buying my mojitos and making them. Like, Anyway, I got to go with Las Vegas Raiders plus 9.5 against the lowly Buffalo Bills. They couldn't beat Zach Wilson. This team is a fraud, just like they showed us last postseason, I mean. And 9.5 points is just a tad bit too much. I think Raiders can even win this game. On the road is a little doubtful, but Garoppolo, he has the backing in that entire offense. I wasn't expecting them to shade Derek Carr like they did during this week, talking about, real QB dives and puts their body on the line like Garoppolo did this week. So he has their backing. Those pass rushers you got over there, Chandler Jones, Mad Max, they're going to get to the quarterback. So if they can force Josh Allen to do a couple turnovers, I think they got a chance to keep it within 10, 100%. Give me Raiders plus 9.5.
I am also on this as well. I think the Broncos defense, while I don't have a whole lot of faith in the Broncos and anything that they're doing over there, I'm praying on the downfall of Sean Payton. I think the Broncos defense is a lot better than the Bills defense. And again, just like Andy talked about, you just kind of saw Josh Allen throw a whole bunch of picks. He's like leading the league in picks since I think 1920 or 2020, whatever it was. I saw the stat today. So cause a couple turnovers, see what happens. I have the Bills winning this game for sure, but I don't see them winning by 10. I see them winning by a touchdown or less.
And I saw this pop up in the chat. Ryan Woldridge, thank you for listening in. He said, what team should I pick for the elimination board, like a survivor pool for week 2? I think the safest pick is the Bills. I asked him in the chat how big your pool is. So it depends on how big the pool is if you want to be risky or you want to be safe. But, I think Andy presents a good argument, and Ray also, about the Raiders keeping it within 10. You just got to win in those survivor pools most of the time. And I think the Bills going home, Raiders going West Coast to East Coast. I mean, if Josh Allen doesn't play like freaking Ja'Cory Harris, they win that game. To be honest here.
Oh, yeah.
He was out. Hold on. He looked like Chris Ricks. And we could throw a shot at Tony, too. I mean, he was, But look, I mean, like, he's played like ass, and they got beat by Zach Wilson, which is embarrassing. So I think they bounce back, but it goes back to what we started with. Maybe that team just isn't as good as we think they are, and maybe they have that hangover from last year. So Andy
would love that.
Yes, that'd be great for the Dolphins. Andy, I guess it would be your 4th pick now.
Number 4, speaking about the Fins, we're going Miami Dolphins, number 1, -2 on the road against the New England Patriots. This line is a little disrespectful, man. This is a little We just put on the greatest show on turf, part 2, all over LA, man. This Patriots offense cannot keep up. Their defense might be a little better. I respect Belichick. I know he's up right now. He's going to be up until 4 in the morning, game planning for Tua. The only problem is all those efforts are futile. We're going to put up 30+. Tyreek is going to get another step closer to breaking the yards record.
Please.
It's a beautiful time to be a Dolphins fan, baby. Beautiful time.
I have Tyreek Hill on multiple fantasy teams. Please break that record. I beg.
Amazing.
I plead.
I was gonna put a little something on the break the records prop, but I sissied out, man. Sissied out.
You will lose money.
Not this week, brother.
No, bro, the season yardage, bro.
He's on pace for 3,000, I think, is what I heard.
Yeah,
today.
man. He's already.
That's what I'm
there.
saying. You're going to lose money because you didn't bet on it. You should have bet on it.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
100%. I agree with you.
All right. I think I'm the only person who doesn't have a fourth pick at this point. So I'm going to skip over and go to my side and go my fourth pick, which is going to be, let me make sure I've done the Giants. I've done that. Done. All right. My fourth pick is the Bears +3, which last week I got one of my only 2 picks right, picking on the Bucs, because I told you guys I trusted Baker Mayfield and he delivered. The balls of Baker Mayfield are unquestioned. He's still going to be Baker Mayfield this week. So at some point he's going to turn into the Baker we know. And I think the Bears are going to bounce back. They didn't have a great first week. They obviously got blown out by the Packers. I think I'm going to go with the points here, +3 Bears. They might not win the game, but keep it close. So let's throw it back to Andy, and then we'll go right down with our last picks. This is our 5th picks.
If I can comment on that, on the Bears and Bucks, I don't got them, but I hope that Baker gets it back on track. Like I love his competitive drive, man. I hope Tampa gets a free franchise quarterback. I hope. I'm sorry, Ray. I know that's
it's not that. It's not that. I don't know if anybody has ever seen the Baker Mayfield cycle, but we are at like beat inferior team, and we're fixing to cycle into like trash talk the media. And then we're getting like right after it. Like it's been like 4 years of this. Like, yeah, Baker Mayfield's like, I've seen this movie 1,000 times. Know how it ends. They wake up at the end of inception, all that shit. Yeah, totally.
He got me sucked in, man. I've always been rooting for him. I actually wanted the Dolphins to trade up for him in that 2018 draft. Come on, man. This guy.
Just asking questions.
Going back to my pick, I think me and Ray going to talk about this one. I got Saints -3 over the Carolina Panthers.
All right.
All right, brother. It's easy money. I love what Derek Carr did. I've liked him since his Raider days. Shout out Raider Nation. All right. He got the team behind him. All right. No snakes, no backstabbing, no coach putting him under the bus. All right. He's doing good. He's trusting his teammates. Yeah, he's doing his thing, man. I think the Saints team is going to surprise a lot of people this year. I think they're making the playoffs this year. And this Panther team, they surprised me the opposite way. They're ass. They're more ass than the Chargers. These are 2-pack of ass. So 3 points, that's disrespectful to my boy Ray and his Saints. What you got, boy?
I mean, yeah, I would be on that if I could, but I've already picked all my picks. Also, J.C. Horn's not playing. And probably will not be playing for a really long time. The hamstring injury that he got, it's not like season ending from my understanding, but he's definitely not playing this week. Y'all better get ready for Mike T to be doing this a lot. Just go ahead. That game's coming. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's back, baby. And Olave though, he's legit, man. I didn't expect him to be like that.
I'm not a big college guy. I never have been, but like I screeched at my TV to draft Olave that night. Like literally, I was like, if we draft anybody but this kid, I am going to be absolutely irate with this franchise. And they saved themselves. So
I'm glad he's not on the Bears running away. I mean, on the Falcons. I'm glad they picked him over London.
Me both.
Tony.
Yeah, it's just going to be a weird week. We are all on a lot of the same picks. Saints -3.
Tony, my brother.
I
knew you was a good man. I knew he was a good man.
All
right. I think it's really I think it's a dangerous combination when you have a quarterback that can make pretty much every throw on the field, even if it is his first read. I think Derek Carr fails a little bit when you get down into that progression. But he can hit every throw on the field. He has a burner on one side, a possession guy on the other side that can still use feet work to get great separation. They got a good tight end. They have a good line. They have a running back, and they have a guy that's coming back from injury or coming back from suspension soon. I love the Saints this year, man. Love them.
This is music to my ears, man. And go ahead, Tony. Say it. We got the Eagle schedule from last year, man.
You do.
Division,
You're going to be
Division 2 schedule,
look,
baby.
It's the same thing as Stafford with the Lions. It's the same thing. You get a guy that can make every throw on the field, even if they can't do other shit, and you have talent around them, you're going to succeed. I don't know how far you'll go, but you'll succeed.
Thank you, Tony. That was so nice of you to say. I love it. I hope the Eagles win this weekend.
Tomorrow night. Ray, I must not have written down your fifth pick. Cowboys, Lions, Chiefs, Chargers, and
I was on the Raiders 9.5.
All right. All right. Last pick.
Remind me,
go ahead, Andy.
Who's the Saints head coach?
Dennis Allen.
Really? His second go around. I wonder how it's gonna go. So far, so good.
I honestly, the Saints gave him the benefit of the doubt last year. They understood there was a lot of injuries. They didn't really have a quarterback that they liked. And they also felt that it would not have been in their best interest per the optics to fire a guy that they brought in, a guy that they in-house and then not even give him a full year. So if it doesn't work out for him, if something happens and we go 1-3 or something like that, I expect there to be a change. But right now, as everything stands with the way that they talked about our preseason or our camp, the way they talk about how the guys are really rallying behind Dennis Allen, Derek Carr, and things like that. Yeah, I'm very confident about what's going on in New Orleans.
And last one, famous Jameis to the Jets or no? No.
Give me a fourth that turns into a conditional third if you play 60%, and you got a deal. I'll pack his bags. Cool. I'll take him to New Orleans airport myself, baby.
You're stealing my content here. You already hit on one of my questions that are coming up.
Oh no!
My last pick is going to be the Seahawks plus 5.5 against the Lions. I know some others have the Lions. I'm kind of just fading the Lions to see what we got here. I think 5.5 is enough points. Seattle looked like crap last week. That line was, I think it opened at 7 or at 6.5, dropped to 6. Now it's down to 5.5. So there's got to be something behind it. I don't know. It's my fifth.
It's sharp.
Yeah,
it's sharp, Sean.
Something. I wish I was sharp. Andy just hit on one of my questions. I have two questions for us to finish up here. The next Jets quarterback, but I want wrong answers only. Let me say that one more time since Andy stepped away. Wrong answers only.
I got a good one. You ready?
You got a good. I'm gonna go this order. Tony,
okay,
Ray, Andy, then me.
All right. The next starting quarterback of the New York Jets, 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 is Carson Wentz.
It just upsets me so much.
I approve this message.
Oh my God! Please, I'm so tired of seeing Carson Wentz. I'm tired of hearing about him. All right.
He's collecting teams like the Infinity Stones, bro.
Look, I saw this, and for those, if you're in the pool party, if you know me, I am not big by any stretch of the imagination on futures odds. I think they're lies. They're deceitful. They're just there to take your money. Don't ever listen to the odds. I don't care. And I saw one, so I'm just going to ride with it. Taysom Hill. And it was plus 290. It was
Ray, that's a good one. But that's a good one, though.
I know, because I'm pretty sure we're not going to use I sat and watched that, and I'm like, I don't really think we're going to use Taysom, especially when AK comes back.
He said wrong answers only. I like that.
I don't think we're going to do that, though, because I think Sean's going to call an offer a second for him because he's a dummy. And that's a real thing. I genuinely believe. No, actually, I know for a fact that he has called about Taysom, and they told him no. But I'm almost positive that when Russ fizzles out in another 3-4 weeks, the Saints will be like, you give us the third that turns into a sec or some stupid shit like it. Yeah. So, yeah, it's definitely a wrong answer. It's not Taysom. Again, futures odds and props are lies and deceitful.
Andy.
So, what's Brett Favre doing these days?
about to go to jail in Mississippi. Damn it, he needs to.
Just go back down the pecking order. After that, call the Bart Starr. Just keep going.
Well, they say Tom Brady, you know, if the people want to be funny.
Yo, I don't even know if I'll be mad or happy or laugh. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know.
Can he do that? Like, seriously?
I read that he couldn't because of the ownership.
Okay, yeah, that's what I figured too.
I don't know how true that
I
is.
didn't think about that.
Well, he don't like the ownership, or they don't.
No, because he's an owner of another team, he can't be a player. Also, I don't know.
That's why he's waiting on Jimmy G to fizzle out.
True.
He's back, baby.
I was leaning Phillip Rivers, you know, a guy that has approximately 17 kids, and I believe his wife is currently pregnant. He probably could use some game checks, so I went with Phillip Rivers.
What are they on? Kid 114?
God,
Yeah.
I think they got a 10. I think, isn't it? I think they got the 10 now.
Nick Cannon, and Phillip Rivers, man, the two of them repopulating Earth.
All right, rapid fire, and then we'll close out on this one. 3 teams that we talked about last week: Bills, Chiefs, Bengals, all 0-1. Who are you most concerned about? I don't need a why. Just give me a one-word answer. We'll go opposite way this time. Andy, Ray, Tony, me.
Chiefs. Bills are fraud year.
Bills.
Ray says the Bills. Tony?
Yeah, I think I'm with Bills.
I was leaning Bengals. Like, I think if I had to pick one of those 3, so the interesting thing is that we're scattered across the entire board right there. Potentially the 3 best teams in the AFC if you were, you know, looking at odds coming into the season, but shaking things up. So, as Ray says, those odds will lie to you. So be careful. Be careful what you're looking at.
Yo, they will. The Finns were rated below the Jets in every odd. I will make some bread off of that. Remember this day.
We will remember this day. Remember this weekend. Make sure you sign up on Bettor Edge using the code 5RSN. Get yourself $20. BettorEdge.com/setting the edge will get you into the contest, just like Ray did. Oh, wait. No, this week Ray is signed up. I looked just a few minutes ago. There are already 9 people signed up, so 90 in the pot. Last week we had 28. Competitions are getting bigger and bigger this year. It's a great opportunity. $10, and you can win up to, you know, basically 10 times, 20 times your money sometimes, depending on what you do. All you have to do is beat the man, the myth, the legend, Tony Schwartz. You know his picks if you listen to this video, and all you got to do is beat him. So thank you, guys. We'll be back next week. Make sure you use the code 5RSN to join Bettor Edge, and we will see you next week for week 3. Thanks, guys.
You.